We're live. We are live. Hey everyone, I'm actually on a live stream for once. Hey Paper Tiger, how you doing, buddy? We are in Miami here, or Hollywood more accurately. And behind me there you can see the Lamborghini Huracan we're about to do some live XPEL installation on. And there's Patrick, and there's Josh. They're eating. We had Jersey Mike's, for those of you who are interested. Say hi, guys. Say hi, guys.
What's up?
All right, guys, so we're gonna go around and show you the shop, show you a little bit about what we've been doing here for the last 2 weeks-ish. We've gotten a lot done. And guys, a lot of magic is gonna happen here, and you can see that beautiful creature behind me. It is just already adding up to something that is super fantastic. I love this car. I love this car. If it had straight up black wheels, it would be my dream spec. But guys, we got one Lamborghini, and out in the parking lot is another Lamborghini Urus, and then of course we got Josh's Charger. It's a wide body, red eye. He just cleaned it up. So we have 2 cars that have already been washed in this area, and we're not even actually open and ready for business yet. But Aaron is going to show us a little bit about what we're gonna be doing here once we do open. Hello, Henry. Thanks for tuning in. Blackout Tinting also says hi, but he's eating. Chuck is on the live stream. How you doing, Chuck? I'm gonna take you guys around and show you the building here because I know last time you saw it, it was not so done. So let me flip the camera here. We're gonna walk over here. And first off, we're gonna say hi to Aaron. He is starting to put down some XPEL. He's gonna cut it out in the shape and everything, and we're gonna watch him work his magic in a second. But as of right now, guys, we got all the walls painted. We got the doors painted black, obviously. We got the green stripe up here. All this nastiness will be covered up here very soon, but for now, it is just a little bit exposed. So we got the walls painted black, green stripe, walls painted gray down below. The mirrors are actually staying. So, William Richardson, hey Justin, still trying to figure out how to XPEL our C8. I have a good idea on that, William. Why don't you come down here to Miami and we'll hook you up with some XPEL on that car. So if you're in the area, let me know. We're on the live feed here. We can definitely get you booked. We can get you in here and get something done. But guys, check this thing out. So like I said, if this car had black wheels, this would be basically the spec I would go with. What's up, Jimmy? Jimmy's on here, guys. We were just talking about you. All good things, Jimmy, I promise. We heard you wanted to come down to Florida with Aaron, and we would love to have had you down here. What's up, man? So guys, anyway, this is the car. We're gonna get some XPEL put on this in a second, but I wanted to show you kind of the spec on this. I'm gonna open up the door because the spec on this car is absolutely fantastic. I'm a big fan of black on red and red on black. You guys know that, but this is an Evo. This is the Huracan EVO. This is this is the rear wheel drive version of the Evo. So our very first shop opened up in Miami here. The very first car is, of course, a Lamborghini. So it's not very often somebody can say that their very first car in their detail shop is a freaking Lamborghini, and it's a brand new one. This is a 2022 Huracan EVO. I love the red seats myself. Our build week is this week, just waiting for the call, trying to figure out how to trailer to PA. Oh, that's right. All right, so William, I actually talked to him. Josh, he plans on coming to Latrobe, apparently. So, guys, this is the next part of what we've done here so far. All the walls are painted black, green stripe with a gray bottom, just like all of the typical Blackout stuff. This is the plotter here. Josh, for the most part, and myself a little bit, built this table here. This is the plotter table, so I'm not gonna try to take anything away from that, though. Josh did the majority of the work. He is basically a carpenter, I guess.
I just do what I can.
Like I said, the mirrors were here from the previous tenants, and we decided to keep them because they look really cool. Hi. But we got some wash buckets. We got a little bit happening here with the hose for right now. We're gonna be getting a real nice pressure washer set up there, just like I have in my garage at home. There's the Lamborghini Urus. So yeah, we do actually have 2 Lamborghinis in the shop. We're still working on the showroom customer waiting area, but up here we have some curtains blocking off some of the stuff up there that's not so sightly. We're gonna be doing the same thing back here. We're gonna get with Aaron in 1 second once he's all prepared. I'm gonna show you guys some live XPEL installs on a Lamborghini EVO. So before we do that though, let's walk through the showroom. I wanna show you guys what you would see if you actually come in here. Obviously the air compressor would not be there normally. So walking through here, we got all of the flooring done. We got the TVs hung up on the wall. All the paint is done in here. We did some really cool stuff with the lighting here. Steve, thanks for tuning in. It is really, really a fantastic space. I was a little bit iffy at first, I'll be honest with you. When we first walked in, I wasn't so sure it was gonna work out, but it really turned out nice. So like I said, we finished up the floor, we finished up the baseboard, still working on the front counter, but it is getting there. If you guys can come over this side here, that's what it's gonna look like all the way up the side. And we're gonna do some cool decals on the front. So yeah, it's definitely coming along. But Amber, how are you doing? Thanks for tuning in. So guys, it looks like we have about 30 people on here. If you want to smash that thumbs up button, let me know you're liking the content so we can keep making this stuff for you. We're going to come over here and watch live some XPEL installations. So this is something you guys would be able to actually see and get done to your car. William, definitely send me an email. I would appreciate that. So this is something that you guys might have seen before, but I don't think I've ever shown this live. So this is literally a live demonstration of what can happen to your car to protect it. Now, this car is brand new, right off of the Lamborghini transport truck, I guess. But
Holograms right off the truck.
So that was one thing I wanted to discuss a little bit, guys, is that this car is brand new, but the paint's not perfect. The paint is actually far from perfect. And what's going to happen here is that once they put the XPEL on here, it is basically going to make the paint perfect and it's going to protect it. So the XPEL serves a couple different purposes, and it's not just for protection. It's also for beautification, I guess. It really keeps this thing looking beautiful. And I mean, just look at this car. From this distance, pretty much every car on the planet looks good as far as the paint's concerned. But when you get up close, you start noticing little imperfections, and a brand new car is no exception to that. It's still gonna have imperfections, and that's where XPEL comes in. And that's where this guy comes in, and that's where this guy comes in. They make the cars that are not perfect, perfect with some XPEL film. Now, I know there's a lot of questions. You guys probably have a million questions about XPEL installs. You can always email me at horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. I will definitely do my best to respond to you, but for now, we're live. So we have the professionals here. Let's talk about what it is you might want to do with your car. This is obviously a Lamborghini Huracan EVO. It's a pretty expensive car, but expensive or not, this can be done on your car. So here we have Aaron is obviously unwrapping the XPEL onto the surface. So guys, if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. I'm gonna have these two actually answer the questions while they're doing the XPEL install. It is really a sight to see though, guys. I've seen this done a couple different times, and it's amazing watching these guys do this because it's so natural for them, but it is not an easy process. Ralph, someday, man, someday this will be mine, but this is not mine yet.
We'll race it to see who gets the new Lambo first, me or Justin.
Well, in that case, it's gonna be me. I'm gonna do it even if it completely bankrupts me just because. All right, so guys, what they're doing here now is actually squeegeeing out the solution underneath the XPEL to make it basically stick and be one with the paint for the most part. So these, like I said, these guys are experts. They make it look really easy. It definitely is not. Yeah, we will. Amber says we will be the Lambo duo. The Lamborghini.
We have one more friend, Michael, if you're watching. We're all going to buy them on the same day. We already talked about it.
Jimmy says you better buy some shorts down here.
I don't know any shorts, Jimmy. You know that?
I don't think I've ever seen this man's legs, to be honest with you.
I rarely wear shorts.
I'm the opposite. I rarely wear jeans. Aaron's got some shorts on though. Check those legs out. Yeah. All right.
If you like Aaron's legs, give us a thumbs up.
All right, guys. So that quick, they're basically done with the hood. There's obviously some trimming and some touch up to do there, but for the most part, the hood is done. And as you can see, you really can't tell that there's anything on there. So obviously around the edges will be wrapped and everything, but This car's hood is now protected. I wish I would have showed you a before shot to show you the swirl marks and some of the holograms that were in the paint, because they are all gone now. So here's Aaron going through, spraying some alcohol on there to be able to wrap that edge a lot tighter and have it dry under the hood. So you will literally not be able to see any seams on this hood. Now guys, this is obviously a black car. You know how I like my black cars, but this is actually a black metallic. So when this thing's all done, it is just gonna absolutely pop. How long does it take to do a full C8 XPEL and tint?
So we generally ask to leave the car for Monday through Saturday. Pick up on Saturday, gives us enough time to do the wrap, let it cure a little bit, hit all the edges. Anytime we're doing a full wrap, we like to really make sure those edges are holding before we let it go. Realistically, about 3 days. If it's something that needs to be done quicker, we schedule it accordingly. We can do it about 3 days. 10, you're looking at like an hour.
That is not Justin. Justin is behind the camera. I'm Justin. How you doing, guys? It's been a while. I know I have some videos planned and I have some videos ready to be edited that you guys will be seeing very soon. But for the time being, I thought it would be appropriate to put out some videos showing the new business venture I'm on with Josh from Blackout Tinting. Him and I decided to go into business together to basically create Blackout Tinting Miami for all of my Florida fans. Now, believe it or not, I have a lot of fans down here in Florida. I have a lot of subscribers. I really love it. I love it. I love the area. I love all of it. So Josh and I talked about this for a while, and this is something we've been wanting to do for a while. And we just got to the point where we found the building, we got it all done. Now we're bringing Blackout Tinting quality to the Miami, Florida area.
One thing that's come up a couple of times for us is are we closing the other locations? Because I don't know why people think that, but we aren't.
Yeah.
Lake George and North Pittsburgh are definitely still going to be open, still kicking butt up there. So we will have 3, soon 4.
Douglas Bobgandis says, how are yins?
Well, good, Douglas. Thanks for joining me. He joins a lot of live streams.
He does. Douglas is one of the more faithful live stream viewers. I appreciate it. What do you think?
You, Doug. Love you.
All right, guys, so they're pretty much done with the hood, like I said. What are you going to do next? Headlight? All right, so the headlights on the Huracan are pretty small, probably relatively easy, right?
Sure.
Douglas Bobgandis says, oh my God, thanks. He's very excited about his popularity. So they are walking over to the plotter to basically get the next piece. So for those of you who don't know what the plotter does, it literally cuts out the XPEL to perfectly match whatever car it is that you're gonna be wrapping. Now in this case, this is obviously a Lamborghini Huracan EVO, brand new, straight out of Lamborghini Broward. And it is, how many miles are on this, Josh, did it say? It's got to be less than probably 20. 32 miles. So yeah, I was gonna say that must be some testing or something. How do you think this would compare to a C8R on the track? A C8R like the actual race car, or the C8R sticker package C8? Because I mean, if it's the race car, it's not gonna compare at all. But if it's the C8, I think the Huracan here would be the better car for sure. Guys, if you are enjoying the show so far, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're enjoying it so we can continue to do this kind of stuff for you. Aaron would greatly, greatly appreciate it if you hit the thumbs up button. All right, Douglas Bobgandis says the C8R sticker package versus the Huracan EVO on the track would be an absolute no-brainer blowout against the C8. The Huracan would definitely win.
You think so?
Oh yeah.
Really?
Yeah. What's the Nürburgring time on the Huracan?
What's the Nürburgring on the C8?
7:33.
That's almost as fast as the GT4.
Yeah. This is faster than a GT4 though. All right, guys, so did you put that on already?
You're done.
Good Lord, man, I didn't even see him do it.
It's okay.
All right.
728, regular Huracan 610.
This is 728.
The regular Huracan 610 is, the two-wheel drive is lighter, but you got a really
All right, guys, so he put this headlight on already. I literally didn't even see him do it. We're gonna have to really watch him on this side. Yeah, check that out. So you can see there's a little bit of like bubbles and water in there. He's gonna work his magic and get all that out of there. And whenever he's done, you literally can't even tell it was ever installed. Paper Tiger, they are very good at what they do here. Yeah, look at that. So once the little bit of extra solution is wiped off of this, you literally cannot tell anything has been done or applied. And that's the beauty of this, is that you can't tell. You can still drive the car and it is protected. Douglas Bob Gandis wants to know, is this 10 mil or 8 mil?
This is 8 mil.
8 mil. So for those of you out there who are not sure what that means, XPEL makes two different thicknesses to their ultimate film, which is the gloss film. One is 10 mils thick, the other one is 8 mils. So obviously the 10 mil is thicker and it offers that much more protection. It is slightly more expensive and a little bit more difficult to work with, but for the most part, 8 mil is what is used on a lot of these installs. So let's walk up to, actually before we go to the plotter, let's take a look at what makes the Huracan freaking amazing. Check this out. It's not often you see the trunk area popped on the Huracan. I love this right here, by the way. Literally shows the firing order of the pistons. Pretty crazy stuff. The Lamborghini insignia on the actual engine, it's awesome. Really, really love this. Amber, I have 8 mil on my ZR1. The 10 mil had not come out yet whenever I had my ZR1 totally protected. But guys, check that out. We've got the red calipers, the carbon ceramic rotors. Car is absolutely amazing. Douglas Bob Gandis, probably not. But if you want to supply it, we can give it a shot. Actually, that was a poor choice of words. We can see if it will fit. All right, so over here at the plotter seems to be the cool place to hang out. Josh and Aaron are over here having a great time. What are we doing? What are we cutting?
We're discussing our game plan, what piece we're going to do next. Normally we would do fenders, but the way that this hood is designed, it's kind of tough to get the fenders done without messing with the edges of the hood that we just are laying here. So probably going to move on to doors, I think, right?
So explain to us why that matters. Why does it matter if you're messing with the edges of the hood?
Yeah, so we want those edges, like after we do them and spray them with alcohol, we want them to dry out, and then we can wrap those edges around. And also, I'll show you. So we get kind of crazy with our wrapped edges. A lot of shops don't do this. This is the stuff that sort of sets us apart. Why we, especially in this market, are charging a little bit more. There's some people in this area that are really, really, really low priced when you call around and just price check, but then when you see their work, there's a reason. So things like this back corner is almost always notched. Even some cars we will notch this, but this particular customer is a customer from Pittsburgh. We've done 4 cars for him, and he likes really, really perfect, really clean work. So that's what we're doing. Now you can see this is basically touching the fender, so it's tough to get in here to do this fender with this here. We can kind of get it out of the way here a little bit. Actually, we probably can. If we prop this up in front, we can probably still do that fender.
Yeah, we can.
So guys, ultimately what he's saying is, if you find a price that is lower than your typical detail shop, if you have a favorite detail shop like I do with Blackout Tinting, and you find another shop that's got a lower price, there's a reason. You're gonna have they're gonna have lower expectations, and you should too. If you lower that price, your expectations should also go down. With Blackout Tinting, you're getting basically the best of the best. This is going to be one of the best installs when this is said and done. And I'll be able to show you guys this in future videos. Once this car is totally finished, you're gonna see a video on it. And I'm gonna walk you through and show you where you would normally see issues if it wasn't a great install. I can have Josh actually point it out, just like he did with the hood here. One of the first places you'd see on the corners of the hood is a notch, a cutout in the film to allow the points of the hood to stick through. Versus what they're gonna do is actually wrap that, so that entire hood will literally look like nothing has been done to it, yet it's protected.
And some of that does depend on what the customer wants and what the customer wants to pay for, of course. But generally speaking, we're not the shop that's not doing this.
Right. So I had a question that came up that says, what is the cost of XPEL for a C8 Corvette? That cost varies.
The cost varies around the country. If you're coming to my store up in Latrobe, Pittsburgh area, it could be right between $6,000 to $7,000, depending on some options. Maybe some stuff that needs done with stealth and trim work and stuff like that. Depending on which package you have, the carbon fiber would. I think the carbon fiber is nice.
Yeah.
It's an easy to package or whatever. So depending on some of that, usually right around 6.
All right, so basically depends on what you're getting done as well. So if you're talking about an entire full car wrap, so literally every inch of the paint is going to be protected with XPEL, it's going to be a little bit more expensive than if you just do the front end. So if you decide the high impact areas will be like your front bumper and stuff like that, the price will be significantly less. What's up, Christopher? Thanks for tuning in, buddy. So right now, Josh, what are you doing?
We did a lot of things to get it as clean as humanly possible, but there could still be some oils and some grease and things like that. So we're using basically an isopropyl alcohol mixture as a prep solution to remove any of that kind of stuff from the surface first. So. Okay.
All right, so I had a question that just came in. What is the process to re-ceramic coat, assuming it ever needs to be done again?
To recoat. Basically, you just polish the coating off and recoat it. Coatings generally, if it's a good quality one, are going to last you for many years under normal conditions, but if you do put an abrasive pad on it with a compound, it's going to take off.
Okay. All right, guys, so what other questions do you have for me? We're going to show a little bit more of the install process here, and I'd love to take some questions from you guys and deliver them to the experts here so you can have a better understanding of why you should XPEL protect your car, especially if it's a C8 Corvette, because I've been there. I've lived through that one, or even the C7. I can tell you a million reasons why you should do it, but I wanted to show you how it's done and why you should do it as well. So, all right, awesome. I literally can't wait. I know you either have a C8 coming or you already got yours, but definitely bring it by. We would love to do it for you. So like Josh said, he is wiping down the fenders right now with an alcohol mix to kind of clean up any grease or any residue that might be left after the initial cleaning process. Basically, that fender has to be absolutely spotless. Spoke to Isaiah earlier today. Okay, all right, that's 2 guys on this live stream that are getting some work done here at Blackout.
Is he the guy from Altoona?
No, that was the other guy.
Okay, because I know we booked one from Altoona.
So that's pretty cool, guys. We got 30 people on here, 24 thumbs up. Guys, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content. I know Josh loves doing the live videos. I know I love doing the live videos. We love bringing you guys the information like this because there's a lot of misinformation out there and there's a lot of, maybe not experience. So basically, you guys don't necessarily know exactly what XPEL is or what it does or how it works. That's what we're here to do for you. We want to educate you as much as we possibly can because this is a product I believe in. It's obviously a product that Josh believes in. He uses it daily. All right, he is the one from Altoona. Okay.
All chargers wrap too.
Yeah, so in the background there, guys, you can see the Cinnamon Stick Charger Hellcat Red Eye. That one is actually wrapped. Actually, you know what? I'm going to show them a part that Josh has to actually redo on his car because it saved his paint. Somebody opened the door into his car and it left a mark on the paint, but because of the XPEL, it was saved. So you can actually see the edge right there. He cut this part out of the XPEL. Can you guys see that edge there? So this whole part right here is not XPEL'd now because the XPEL took the impact of the door and didn't damage his paint.
The reason it's cut out is our paint was not removal guy. It hit it hard enough to dent it.
Oh, okay.
And our PDR guy, in order to really see what was happening when he was getting that dent out, had to get the film out of the way. So
okay.
We trimmed it out.
But guys, normally that would have also damaged your paint. And because in this case it didn't. So he'll have to replace this. Yeah, in the future, Clyde, we definitely plan on making this a more professional setup, but based on what we have to work with here, it kind of is what it is, I guess. But yeah, guys, this whole car is wrapped, and when you don't cut out the edges, so this is a good example. If we look at the hood, we're right in here. right in on the hood, and you cannot see any lines of XPEL because the entire hood is wrapped underneath. So to look at this car from even this distance, we're right up on this car. You literally cannot see any XPEL lines because they do it right. So a good XPEL install is an invisible XPEL install. And when you go to the right shops, they're going to install it in a way that you're literally not going to be able to tell it's even there. But it's going to offer you all the protection on your brand new Lamborghini Huracan. Yeah, so William, you and Carrie, and I know it's not, Carrie is not his real name, he just told me what it was, and it's totally slipping my mind right now. But you are both actually coming to the Latrobe shop of Blackout Tinting, I believe. Henry wants to know if we also have Ceramic Pro.
No, not here in Miami. So we were a Ceramic Pro store years ago in Latrobe. That's what got us into coatings. I still think they have a really great product. We use it in Latrobe to maintain the customers' cars that we already installed it on. But generally speaking, it's not something that we offer anymore. Definitely not going to have it here in Miami, not going to have it in our North Pittsburgh store at all.
So guys, with that said, if you're familiar with my black Corvette ZR1, that car is actually ceramic coated with XPEL Fusion. So XPEL has their own ceramic coating as well. And my Corvette, every time someone sees it in person, they're just floored by how amazingly crystal clear the paint looks on that car. And it's partially due to the XPEL paint protection, but also the XPEL Fusion ceramic coating. So even though Ceramic Pro does make a good product, I have not personally had any experience with it, but I understand it's a good product. The XPEL Fusion is amazing. So here we go. They're putting on the passenger side fender in XPEL right now. And as you can see, he's laying that down. It looks a lot like saran wrap, right? So in person, it's actually a lot thicker than what saran wrap would be, and it obviously offers a lot more protection. It's not just for keeping your food not stale and stuff, but this actually protects your paint. Can you do 10 mil on the front and 8 mil on the rest of the vehicle?
Yeah, you can. There's no visible difference really. Some people will tell you that 10 is slightly glossier. It might be true to some degree, but it's very minor. So a lot of people do that. They'll do 10 mil on the high impact areas, the rocker panels, the rear fender flares, places like that, and 8 in the rest.
That is actually a fantastic idea. I've not even considered that. I don't know why. So doing 10 mil on the high impact areas and 8 on the rest just because the cost is slightly different. And Carrie or Doug, I did see your comment. I remembered as soon as you said it, your name's Doug. But so Doug's from Altoona. William Richardson, where are you from? I think you said Virginia, if I remember right. You're trailering the car up to Blackout? And can you take some pics of that install process when you're done? Johnny, I will actually have some of the install process on a video coming out that will be much higher quality than a live video. So I'm gonna be putting all that into a video later. This car is not going back to Latrobe. So this one is actually staying in the Florida area from what I understand, correct? Oh, it is. Okay, so this is going back to Pittsburgh. He's gonna drive it around down here though, that's right?
I honestly don't know. I think he just wanted it done as soon as it came in, and I think he wanted to be our first customer.
There you go. So guys, I know a lot of you out there wanted to come down here and be some of our first customers. I know Blue Vet, sometimes he's on our live feed. He wanted to come stop by and be one of our first customers. In this case, one of our first customers is literally a Lamborghini Huracan, which is pretty freaking awesome. 1-to-1 shots. John Getty. Is that right? Sometimes John Getty would say that he's jealous of my iPhone shots over his camera.
Who's John Getty? John Getty is the man that makes some magic happen on our YouTube channel.
So Future Sean says, it is absolutely nuts to me how far along PPF and ceramic coating has come now.
Yep.
It's now turned into a must-have on all sports cars. Yeah, I 100% agree. And whenever I bought my 2019 C7 Corvette ZR1, it was still a little bit in its infancy. It wasn't so much something you have to do, or so I thought at least. After I got it, there's zero doubt in my mind. I would never own a car without it ever again. So guys, we got Josh doing a fender and Aaron doing a fender. I don't want to say it's a race, but it's kind of a race.
Yeah, I had to dig out a second degree, so I want to make it perfect on that we have.
Fun fact, Blackout opened the same year I moved to Latrobe. It's been cool watching the shop down the road turn into what it is now. Definitely. I remember going to Blackout Tinting whenever they first had their original shop, and the next time I went there, they didn't tell me the address or anything because I already knew where it was at, or so I thought. I showed up to the old shop and had to be redirected to the new one.
Let me see what you did.
I made it graduate.
So guys, they're just going over the alignment now of the XPEL. This is again something that some of the less seasoned shops are not really going to do. They're not going to spend the amount of time that these guys are lining up this XPEL film. So for the most part, when you do an XPEL install, what you're paying for is the installation process more so than the product. There is obviously cost for the product in there too, but what you're paying for is the time that these guys put into this, because they treat every car as if it is a Lamborghini Huracan. It doesn't matter what car you actually have, it's going to be treated the same, and I've seen it. I have personally seen them do it. It's insane. Douglas Bob Gandis wants to know if Aaron ever gets tired.
I never get tired.
I didn't think so. So Aaron never gets tired. He can literally do XPEL installations 24/7. He never stops. So guys, what other questions do you have for me? I know a lot of you out there have C8 Corvettes, or you have maybe a C8 Corvette on the way. My C8 Corvette Z06 will be XPEL'd right here in the Miami shop. If I had to guess, probably by these two guys, but maybe even me. Maybe I'm going to be jumping in there too, because for those of you who don't know, Josh and I partnered up on this particular shop here in Miami. We are 50-50 partners, so that means I am going to get my hands, I'd say dirty, but in this case, I guess wet, installing some of these installs on these beautiful cars. So, what say you? What did you say? It's perfect. Let's take a look, guys. Aaron's getting it perfect over here, he says. So again, I don't really see much of an install on this fender, because you can see it's kind of hanging over right here. Once it's dried out, they're going to wrap it over the fender, thus making it basically invisible. Douglas Bob Gandis says, how's the water down there? Doesn't it have to be special for the install mixtures?
Yeah, that's a good question. The water in Fort Lauderdale is notoriously crappy. So we always use purified drinking water as our install water. We never use tap water because it varies so much from place to place. Sometimes you get stuff in the water. If you use purified drinking water, it's usually pretty consistent.
Yeah, so Wheeler O'Haro, he says, I remember seeing your old red C8 had more of a matte look with the PPF on it, but it looks like this XPEL, and I think I remember doing another video. So yeah, basically, there's two different products from XPEL. One is Ultimate, which is totally gloss, and the other one is XPEL Stealth, which leaves that satin finish. What difference of product does clear versus matte? So basically, yeah, you got the XPEL Stealth, which will give it that satin finish like I had on my red C8, or in this case, this is the XPEL Ultimate, which leaves it 100% gloss. So you'll have a glossy finish on it. You won't even be able to tell it's installed if you want to maintain that factory paint finish. Amber asked me a couple times where Patrick is. He's actually in the showroom, or the customer lounge there. He is working on the front counter. So Josh is putting the finishing touches on the passenger side fender here. But check that out,
I'm getting
guys.
slow in my old age. Aaron's passing me up.
Aaron does this on a pretty much a daily basis at this point, so you're not really going to beat him. Guys, if you haven't yet, please go ahead and smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep bringing you this kind of news and information. I will be doing another C8 Corvette Z06 live video probably within the next few days. I love bringing you guys that information. I love discussing it with you because I think you guys are pretty much as crazy about that car as I am, and that's a fantastic thing. So in the meantime, smash that thumbs up button. Let me know that you guys are all appreciating and enjoying the content. Ultimate it is. Thanks for the answer. Need to find Ultimate for my Elkhart Lake 3LZ. Oh, sweet. Wheeler getting one of the better looking Z06s with the Z07 package. That's definitely going to be my car. The Z07 is a must in my opinion, at least. If I ever take that car to the track, it will probably be not very frequent. And I don't care because the Z07 to me mostly is about these guys right here. So the carbon ceramic rotors are just a gigantic plus on those cars. Scott Jarvie, what was your question? I don't think I saw it. With blue on black interior, which is only on 3LZ. 3LZ is also the way to go. My C8 would have been a 3LT if I had planned on keeping it for longer than I did. So whenever I first got the car, I didn't think I was going to keep it very long, and the 2LT has a better resale value. That's the only reason I did not get a 3LT. Shortly after I got the car, I regretted that decision, so I would highly recommend a 3LT or 3LZ in the future. Would you sell the XPEL for the new C8 Z06 if I'm unable to get my car to you? All right, so Josh Scott says, would you sell the XPEL for the new Z06 if he's unable to get the car to us? So basically he wants to buy the film and install it himself.
So there's short answer, I guess I would do that. You can buy that on XPEL's website too. I would tell you that if you're going to do it yourself, that car's not an easy car to do the C8 in general, even for professionals. Unless you know what you're doing, it's very well light, you're going to have a little bit of a bad time. We make it look pretty easy. It's not.
So Scott, just to elaborate on what he's talking about, I have been at Blackout Tinting for a long time, just constantly going up to his shop in Latrobe and spending a lot of time watching them do their stuff. He does make it look really easy. And since him and I were in talks about getting a shop, he has had me do a few pieces of XPEL on cars, and I can tell you without a doubt, the first 5 seconds of that, I realized how difficult it is. There's a huge learning curve to it. So I'm not saying you couldn't do it yourself, but I am saying some things are better left to the professionals. In that situation, yeah, it sounds like Josh would probably sell you the film if you wanted to, but heed our warnings. I mean, it is going to be a little bit difficult. So Aaron is going to do the finishing touches on the fender here. Some of the stuff that they do this is obviously like a learned trade. So even as they're professionals, they are still learning themselves. So ever evolving, I should say. What's the pricing looking like on a C7 Z06 for ceramic window tint 20%?
Ceramic tints. I'm not going to switch so much as I'm putting tint. 350 for everything except for windshield. The XR series, $499 for the XR Plus.
Okay, so $350 for the XR and $499 for the XR Plus. Now, if you guys want to know, XR Plus is what I have on my C7 Corvette ZR1 in black, and I highly recommend it just based on the amount of sun and heat that it seems to block. All right, so Future Sean says, I'm running my Z build by you. If it costs money, don't feel like you should recommend it. I'm going all out on this. Yeah, so Sean, 100% you should definitely get the car expelled. This is coming from me as prior to even owning part of a detail shop. I would always recommend XPEL on a car that you plan on driving. Whether or not you should do it yourself, you know, we'll leave that up to you, but yeah, Josh would sell you the film if you feel you want to try it yourself. Wheeler says, I heard world of nightmares with ceramic rotors with traction control causing expensive replacements for Porsche owners. Is this real? I would rarely track, so maybe no brake dust and lower. So basically, if you decide you want to track the car a lot, you might chew up the ceramic rotors, carbon ceramic rotors. So if you're going to be living on the track, the carbon ceramics might not necessarily be the best for you unless you have pretty deep pockets to replace them often. But in my case with like the ZR1 and even with this Lambo, if this ever sees the track, I'm sure it's going to be very few and far in between. And you're going to benefit way more from the fact that there's no brake dust from those things. All right, guys, so one more time, if you're still watching, please smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep creating this stuff for you. Aaron is over here perfecting his trade, getting the edge of the fender all tucked down inside. So you can see there's a little bit of a lip right here. He's gonna tuck that down so you literally do not see the install at all. Shops up here in Canada want like $5K for total all-around protection for PPF. Is this insane?
No, I'm assuming that's 5K
Canadian.
5K Canadian. American's worth more, right? US?
Yeah, maybe it's American
That's
then.
actually pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not insane. That's a really reasonable price, actually.
So guys, a lot of the price comes from the install. I've said this once, but I know some new people have joined here. So basically, what I'm saying is you're paying for the expertise of the people who are doing your installations. Obviously, that price will vary based on their experience. So in this case, Blackout Tinting, the guys that work at Blackout Tinting, the guys that do the XPEL installs here, they're pretty seasoned. You're paying for their experience because you're gonna get one of the better installs from anywhere that says that name on it. Awesome, great info here. Super congrats on the shop. I'd pay for sure. Blackout expertise for sure. Yes, I would highly recommend that. Again, I've been recommending this since way before Josh and I decided to partner up. So I don't want to make it sound like I'm only trying to push my own brand here. I have been pushing this man's business for as long as I can remember because of the quality that he has. And if you guys are familiar with the channel, you know I do not advertise and I do not push products that I don't personally believe in. And XPEL and Blackout Tinting has always been at the top of that list for me. So if you hear me talking about a brand that I really like, you can rest assured it is going to be pretty much good for any of the more automotive enthusiasts out there. You're doing the mirrors next?
No, they're intricate.
Thanks, Wheeler. We appreciate the thumbs up. Anytime somebody smashes that thumbs up button, it is a great appreciation on this end of the camera. It really helps the channel and it really makes sure that we're able to continue to do these kind of things for you guys. So here we go with Aaron doing some final touches. He actually can heat up the edge of the XPEL a little bit to get it to lay down perfectly flat in there. Again, it's gonna make it so this is an invisible install. So right now we got both fenders done and the hood done. And once he wraps the edges of the hood in, you will literally not be able to tell that the fenders or the hood have even been touched. Now the headlights are done as well, and we can come in here really, really, really tight and you still cannot tell that these have any film on them. So this is really, really a crazy thing whenever you consider the price of a replacement headlight. Sportify, yes, they are very hard at work getting this Lamborghini Huracan EVO totally expelled. It's gonna be a full XPEL installation, and so far they've got the hood, the fenders, and the headlights done, and so far it is a totally invisible installation, so you can't even tell anything is on this fender. All you see is the beautiful black metallic paint. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I am very pumped. Now guys, like I said, on my channel, I will be releasing video later, actually going over this car in higher quality, higher detail, so you guys can see what it is I'm talking about in this video. Stay tuned for that video. It should be coming here in the next couple days. But guys, while we have Blackout and the guys doing their professional thing, do you have any other questions for them? This is the plotter. We're here to answer any questions, so you can ask pricing details, you can ask ceramic coating, XPEL paint protection questions, anything you got. I'm nervous about whether I even have companies local to Calgary that are even close to this quality. So I, Calgary, yeah.
We have some really good friends that know the Canadian market really well. If you send Justin or me an email, I can find out who's the best in your area for sure.
Yeah, so guys, Josh and I do have a friend up in that area, I guess. If you want to send me an email, horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com, I can run that past him and see what dealers he might recommend. Because I'm sure those of you who have done any research on XPEL, you probably already know that the installer matters more than the product. So if you're putting on a great product, but the installer doesn't really know what he's doing, the product itself is going to be flawed. And that's why places like Blackout Tinting exist, to make sure that it's done right the first time. So yeah, absolutely send me an email if you have any questions. Did you see the fully custom white C8 Stingray with no red color in the taillight? Oh, I have not seen that, Sportify. That was one of the things I was actually thinking we were gonna get with the C8 Corvette Z06 was a clear style taillight like they did with the C7. I was kind of surprised. Wheeler, my email is horse.power.obsessed@gmail.com. You can find it in the description of this video usually. I'm pretty sure I have it in there. Oh, somebody just donated $100. Who did that? Ralph Cruz, my God, man, thank you so much. So guys, I gotta shout this out. Ralph Cruz just donated some money in the super chat, and I gotta shout out his name, man. That was awesome. Thank you so much. I did not get the question though. What is the? Ralph, if you finish up that question, I will gladly answer you. You definitely have taken care of me, so.
It's awesome.
This question is, do any XPEL dealers have certain criteria they have to meet in order to be a distributor or installer in the Midwest, so wouldn't be sending my car out of the state for any install?
Yeah, for sure. So to become an XPEL authorized shop, at least the shop owner as well as some of the technicians, I believe, go to training at XPEL San Antonio. Basically, you get certified. All of our installers have been through their training, including Patrick, Aaron, me, Renee. We've all done that. So yeah, pretty much any XPEL shop, especially the ones on the XPEL dealer locator, which is going to be on their website. You type in your zip code. Those are usually reputable shops that are going to do a good job.
Okay.
They've been through their training.
So Ralph Cruz asks, what is the cost of XPEL on a C8 Corvette?
Really depends on the options that you're doing. A lot of people choose to do like the entire front end and maybe the rocker panels, so something like a full front. And again, these prices vary a lot based on where you're at. So if you're in Miami, Florida, it's going to be a lot different than Los Angeles or Pittsburgh. So you can expect to pay for a front end anywhere from $1,800 to probably $3,200. For a full wrap, you're going to be looking at anywhere from probably $6,000 to $12,000 or even $15,000 out in San Francisco and Silicon Valley area. That kind of stuff.
All right, so we're gonna see what Aaron's doing over here. He's making a lot of noise, but so what he's doing, guys, is blowing all the water out of the crevices, get all the dirt and everything out so he can get a perfect install here. So, like I said before, they know what they're doing. They've done this once or twice. How many Huracans have you done, Josh?
We don't have a Lamborghini store near us in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
It's probably 10.
That's still a lot.
Like that, yeah. But like C8s, for instance, we've probably done 80 of them.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
One of them was mine, guys. So he did the XPEL Stealth on my C8 Corvette. And if any of you have ever seen that car in person, whether you love it or hate the XPEL Stealth install, it was done in such a way that people were constantly asking me if it was paint, because it was basically an invisible install. You couldn't see any edges that indicated it was a wrap. It always looked like paint. So
I hated going to shows with Justin when he had that car.
Yeah.
My GT4 is bright blue, it's Miami blue, and everybody just wanted to talk to him about his red car.
Yeah, so it's interesting that what the Corvette will do, especially whenever it stands out in a way that the Stealth really, made that car pop. But all right, so we got the fenders done. Aaron is prepping the door panel now on the driver's side. So that's going to be a relatively large piece of XPEL. Let's take a gander at how they do this. This is going to be one of the bigger pieces, minus probably the rear fenders. So Ralph, the cost of XPEL, we just talked about that a little bit ago, but it does vary a little bit. Josh, just give us the difference between the front end and the whole car.
Front end, depending on where you're at in the country, probably 1,800 to 3,200. Full wrap, depending on where you're at, 6,000, 6,500 to 15,000.
What would you charge?
We would be for CA about 6,500 for a full wrap and like 2,200 for full front.
Okay. So if you're in the area, Ralph, whether you're in Pennsylvania, Pittsburgh area, or if you're in the Florida area, you can come by Blackout Tinting and we'll get you taken care of. So Aaron, Douglas Bobgandis says to buy you a fine cigar on me. All right, so somebody take up to. So Doug wants to know, does XPEL take up to what PSI for a pressure washer? Okay, so this is actually an interesting question. I can kind of answer this because
We should do a test on that. We should do a test video. I don't know the answer to that.
well, the only reason I kind of know the answer, and this is not a full answer, is one time I caught the edge of my XPEL with my pressure washer, and it did pull off part of the edge of it. Now, this is only a situation that I can think of on my ZR1 because of those front canards are basically like a blade. So you got a piece of XPEL right on the center of this blade, and I hit it with my pressure washer, and it did start to pull off the one edge. Now, normally, if you're pressure washing your car and you're not catching an edge, it will handle some PSI. My custom pressure washer at home puts out around 1,200 PSI, and I have that cut down from about 2,000, and it handles it with ease. So you guys, one of the biggest things you want to understand about the XPEL installations is that after it's installed, you can literally brush against brick, other cars, all that kind of stuff, and for the most part, it does not touch your paint. So unless you're like smashing into a wall, for the most part, the XPEL is going to protect you. It is a lot more protective than you would think. So guys, one of the other things I wanted to point out, it doesn't really have a lot to do with XPEL, but Blackout Tinting and even our shop here in Miami, we will be doing a form of windshield protection. You guys have seen it on my previous videos. It's called DynoFlex. And this window on the Huracan is actually really easy to do because of how freaking flat it is. So actually this car's getting it, isn't it? Okay, so we are actually going to be putting it on this car. I saw a question come up there a second ago. What's the best place for lunch nearby? We actually just had Jersey Mike's. So for those of you interested in a good sub place, Jersey Mike's. Oh yeah, so guys, we're right across the street basically from the Hard Rock Casino here in Hollywood. So yeah, we had a really good seafood place the other day too. I don't know, a lot of you guys, who on here right now is actually from the Florida area? Raise your hand. Let me know if you're from Florida. And you still need your car through a car wash with XPEL on it. Yes. So I go through touchless car washes maybe once or twice a month. If I'm too lazy to actually do a wash myself, I'll go through a touchless one, and I've not had any problems. Front seat driver, Jason, thanks for tuning in, buddy. Says Jersey Mike's is awesome. Yes, it is. What do you think about this Huracan? I know you're a Lambo guy, just like Josh. You guys both had Gallardos for a little while. Well, he still has his, but Jason has moved on. Listing with Les from Jacksonville. We know somebody from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Douglas Bobgandis, you know someone from Jacksonville, right? He does. We know it.
I remember that.
Are you doing the door? All right, guys, so one of the bigger panels on this car is getting done right now. Josh is doing the passenger side door. Let's watch him work his magic on this thing. Yeah, Jason, this is this might be my next car. I'm not even joking. I've always loved the Huracans, but seeing one right in front of me like this just makes me go crazy. Does XPEL have sort of a memory bounce back effect if a stone hits it, apply heat? Yeah, so Doug, it does to an extent. If a stone really just smacks it really hard, there's not gonna be a lot you can do with it. But tiny swirl marks and tiny scratches will self-heal with heat. So if you put a heat gun on it or leave it sit out in the sun, it will kind of form back to its normal shape. And Douglas Bob Gandis, Jacksonville Burger God, yeah. That might be what we're referring to. All right, so check this out, guys. Look at the install process here is insane when it comes to these real large panels. Now this is kind of what I was talking about. You have to have enough solution behind the film to easily move it around, but obviously you don't want the film moving around too much because you want to be able to put it into place. This is one of those things where you really need to have the experience, and that's what these guys are here. So Sportify, I'm going to take you away from this for 1 second because sitting out here, we actually have a Urus. So two of our first cars here, we got a Lamborghini Urus, which is actually stealth wrapped. And then of course we got the Huracan over here that's getting a gloss wrap, which is XPEL Ultimate. So interesting that you would say that. He says he will take the Urus over the Huracan, and we have both.
I got to drive, a few months ago I was down here with Dr. M3, if you guys know who he is. On YouTube, we wrapped his Aventador Zago SVK. And we happened to go to the dealership. The Lamborghini Sion was there, and we wanted to go for a ride, so there was a bunch of people there. And they threw me the keys to a Urus and said, let's go. So I did. And I got to drive it for probably 50 miles, and we drove pretty hard. And it was a blast. Great car.
All right, so we got a question that came in, says, are you going to XPEL, or are you going to ceramic coat over the XPEL?
We are.
I believe we are. So that's going to be the XPEL Fusion that I was talking about earlier, guys. That is a ceramic coating made by XPEL for being installed on top of their XPEL paint protection film. Yeah, so Sportify, yes, we have the Urus, which I actually drove home the other day. Well, I drove from the customer's house to the shop here. It is an amazing machine, there's no doubt about that. Amber Douglas is a very funny guy. We are ceramic coating over this with the XPEL Fusion ceramic coating. And Jason says, the Urus is ridiculous to drive and unlike anything I've ever driven before. Now, if you're tuned in here now and you haven't checked out Front Seat Driver's YouTube page, definitely head over there, check him out. He's a Lamborghini fan, but he is also a Corvette fan. So he has a C7 Corvette Z06 right now. He used to have a Grand Sport, traded it in on the Z06 because he needed a little extra bump in power because we're all crazy maniacs. Check him out. He's got a really cool page. He's going to show you all the C8 inventory down in local stores near him. Definitely check him out if you haven't yet, guys. I'm actually going to be making a trip to his house one of these days, hopefully soon. So we're doing the door handle thing. So check that out, guys. You can see where is done and where is not done as he squeegees the solution out the bottom. Yeah, and also, yeah, Jason, he needed a manual, so he moved from an automatic C7 Grand Sport to a manual C7 Z06. Nice. We're all guys that can appreciate our manual cars here.
Oh yeah.
So Josh's Lamborghini Gallardo is actually a gated manual, and for those of you who don't know, that's like a unicorn nowadays. It's hard to find those things. So guys, I think once we finish up the door panel, we're gonna wrap this up. But before we do, smash that thumbs up button. Let me know you're liking the content.
If you want to keep watching, head over to our TikTok.
Yeah, we're gonna do a live TikTok on Blackout Tinting's TikTok. So if you guys have not subscribed to Blackout Tinting's TikTok, jump over there after this video is over and check out their TikTok stuff. It's going really well right now. They do some crazy things on there that literally, if you don't laugh at, there's something wrong with you. Sportify, save the manuals 100%. Douglas Bob Gandis says, looks like most of the panels are easy on this. Where are the tough ones at, Josh?
The tough ones are the ones we're not showing. The tough ones on this car are the rear diffuser mostly. That front bumper's pretty easy, but that rear diffuser is going to be a little bit of a challenge. Nothing we aren't used to, but they take a lot of time to do.
So Douglas just called you out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Douglas, you know Josh's weakness. All right, guys, so we're gonna watch this last panel, which is obviously the passenger side door, but look at this. This is an artwork, or an art form, is what it is. Just check, look how gorgeous that looks. Whenever you squeegee that out, it's just like a brand new, beautiful piece of paint panel. Josh is laughing at how weird I am, but it's awesome. They do make it look easy, they really do. And like I said, I've done this before. It is not easy. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate you tuning in on all my live streams recently. It's always a pleasure to have you guys on here. So, like I said earlier, Josh and I love doing the live videos because it's really a way to stay connected with all the subscribers and even connected to the car guys out there. So, all right, he's gonna finish this top part up. Henry, thank you so much. Thanks for the live stream and all the info. You are very welcome. Thank you so much for everything you do. All right, guys, so like I said, I will have a video coming out in the near future that's gonna go over this car in greater detail and a little bit better quality. Because we do live videos like this, the quality is not always as good as it should be, in my opinion, but I will make sure that I get all of the video of all the edges and everything so you guys can kind of see what I was talking about a little bit later. So I think we're gonna wrap it up. When's the first car meet in Miami for you guys? That will be coming very soon. But let's go ahead and wrap this one up, guys. If you haven't hit that thumbs up button yet, please do. Let me know you're liking the content so we can keep doing this. What do you think about the new Z06 being able to beat an SVJ in a drag race? Oh my Lord. If it can do that, we're talking about something pretty freaking special.
I am not a Corvette guy, I am a Lambo guy, but I said the other day on Justin's one post, Corvettes, Chevy's making it really hard to not be a Corvette guy.
Yeah.
They're just awesome cars.
All right, guys, so we're gonna wrap this up. Like I said, please, one last time, smash the thumbs up button so we can keep doing this stuff for you guys. We wanna know what it is you like and what you don't like. Jason, you have a great night too. Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna say bye to Josh. Say bye to Josh, everybody. Say bye to Aaron, guys. Aaron is very important. He's a very invaluable piece of the Blackout tinting puzzle. So, Douglas, we are going to get Aaron a great cigar. But like I said, guys, we're gonna wrap this one up. You will see this video in greater detail later showing you the installation of this car. Smash the thumbs up button. We'll catch you guys in the next one.